Chronic fatigue. You know where it comes from? Excessive workaholism. You do not know how to rest. If you try to rest, you feel guilty, and with that guilt, you start to gaslight yourself that if you sleep and if you rest, your entire future is gonna sleep and rest. How can you rest? How can you sleep? With all of those inner conversations, and that you need to work more, you need to hustle more to earn more, you're gonna be left behind. What are you doing? All of those awareness in your consciousness may literally leave you in a state of always living in a state of needing to act, always needing to be in that state of being hyper vigilant. And excessive hyper vigilance leads to chronic fatigue. When you are workaholic and you're always moving and trying to do things and trying to get things done because you have to do that, and if you don't do that, you're going to miss out on something. Somebody's going to say something, you're going to feel shame and guilty. If you're living in that state, it's natural that you want to keep going and do something, be of service, and that is when you feel valued. And in that pursuit, people drain, burn out, get into chronic fatigue, get into chronic pain, and literally feel frustrated and irritated and more stressed out because they are giving way too much pressure to their body than they should. When you give way too much pressure to your body and your pressure starts to weigh you down, you literally start to feel like you are carrying a lot of wounds. And the wounds and the thoughts literally formed energetic clusters and get stored in different parts of your body. When not processed, when not journaled, when not talked out with a therapist or a coach or a counselor, you literally continue to store those wounds inside. The more you store things, the more you avoid things, they start to get piled up. And one fine day, they just fuse out of your system, just leaving you in a state of breakdown and chronic fatigue. And that is how chronic fatigue is born. So if you are going through chronic fatigue, what is the solution? How do you come out of chronic fatigue? Again, here are the 4 steps of quantum integration therapy that you can implement to fast forward this journey of healing from chronic fatigue. Question number 1. What is it? That is your story. So what is it that is affecting you? What has made you so frustrated? What is going on at work? What has been happening at home? What has been happening in your peer group? What has been happening in your family that has made you so frustrated and so angry, and you've been putting up with a lot of pressure in you since your childhood and going. What is your story of going that led to this chronic fatigue that got you here? What is the story that has gotten you till here? Once you have shared your story and talked your heart out and shared the various aspects of your story, you can record on a voice note or write it down, anything. And once you have ranted that out, comes the second step. What am I feeling? So you might feel empty, you might feel like a burning sensation, you might feel like there's a pressure in your heart walls that just wants to just get out. You might feel like pressure building in your head that just can burst out anytime. You might feel the need to break something. You might feel the need to just yell out with the anger you have. Whatever that is. That's step 2. without feeling guilty, just share what it is that you're feeling. Step 3, where are you feeling it? What are the sensations of it and clusters and structures of your sensation? So maybe you're feeling it in your heart or body, or there is something moving up your spine, or there is a heavy, dense energy that is stored in your lower back. You just feel a bloating stomach, whatever it is, the sensations. Once you write it out, step 4, what is it that you are needing to let it out? So you might need rest. You might just want to yell at the system. You might just want to just go back in time and maybe, given a chance, just talk it out to your friends, family, school authority, that how things could have been better, and if they would, you would not be in this position. Go back in time, down the memory lane, and literally do that. Literally in your head, in your imagination, talk it out, fight it out, rant it out, and tell whatever you want to tell to that person, whatever you are needing. You might simply need a hug. You might simply need to just sit with yourself and embrace yourself and just be there for yourself, giving you that hug and comfort or warmth. Or you may just need a pillow to create that pressure so that you feel held. Whatever that is, give that to yourself. Once you've done it, you'll start to feel comparatively better, but of course you will have more stuff remaining, more layers coming up. So continue the 4 steps again and again. Out of the 4 steps, the most important step is step 1 and step 3 and 4, because the 2 is almost coming when you're talking about your sensations. Your feeling part might just flow out. So most important part is you're ranting it out and purging it out, because when you're letting it out of your heart and then redirecting to the emotional aspects and sensational aspects, you will naturally be able to let it out. Even when you're talking about sensations, it's natural for your human instincts to recall and realize the emotional aspects, and then giving yourself that you're craving for, that you're meeting that need. When you don't meet that need, this is when people want to just maybe smoke or overeat or just have sex with somebody random, because people just wants to let that pain out, get out of that frustration and feel better. Our human brain is always trying to move from pain to pleasure. So your body will try to do very many things to get you out of that state of feeling chronic fatigue and shift you to a state of homeostasis. So in order to not take steps that you might regret later, the step 1 is to start letting your heart out and purging whatever is coming up. Even if you're in the middle of nowhere, like, you're on the street and you can't purge and you're really like losing your mind, start talking in your head like, what is it that is bothering me? What is it that I really need to rant? Which all memories are just coming up? Which is getting on my nerves right now that I can't tolerate? What is it that I am really looking forward to and need? And what is it that is causing this? Once you start processing these aspects internally, a time will come, you will start to feel a lot more emptier. You'll be able to let your heart out and release whatever is stored inside of you. And as you start to release more of those aspects that are stored in you, you will start to feel better. You will start to cultivate more inner peace, ease, and feel more energized and energetic and excited and thrilled, and actually be able to heal the chronic fatigue.